Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I also want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. And as always, peace, love, many blessings unto the elect. Starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3 and the remnant scattered around the four corners of the earth. All right, shalom. It's the brother Tazawam coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with another lesson. Lord willing, I hope and pray that it's edifying. It's going to be an exhortation to the flock, primarily the brothers that's actively laboring in the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, going towards the highways and byways week in and week out, teaching his word and doing lessons and videos and sacrificing. I want to speak on balancing selfishness and selflessness in the truth. And you may ask yourself, well, in what ways does the truth require you to be selfish? Because we're ministers, and the word minister means a servant, and a servant always puts the betterment of others before themselves. But in this truth, there's a thing called self-preservation. Okay, and there are times where you do have to be selfish, and what ways that I'm speaking about is self-preservation. Okay, you have to at times get back to the desert man. Apostle Tahar did a video years ago going into the desert man, and it was being referenced from the movie Creed with Michael B. Jordan. And he had to go to the desert and just refocus and get back in the right mind frame so that he could perform against a heavy bout. And it's the same thing in this truth. At times you do have to be selfish. You can't put others always before you put yourself. Okay? Because if you have a household, you have a wife, children that depend on you, then you can't run yourself in the ground to make their lives better, and then at the end you have nothing to show except for you putting into others. See, in order to put into others, you got to put in yourself. It's input, output. So you always have to put in to put out, and at times you have to disconnect, and you have to connect with yourself. Okay, be self-preserving. So focus on your health. Get yourself together. Get your financial situations squared away so that you can be better for others. Get your mind frame, your spirit together so that you can help others get their spirit together. Okay? It's a balance to this whole thing. Okay? You can't always give to others, and you're not giving unto yourself. Okay? So I wanted to speak on it, because I know that there's been times where I've fallen in the spirit where you put the best interests of others before you put yourself. And yes, there are times that you do that in the truth. Okay, more so than less. But then there are times where you gotta get yourself together. Okay, so this is Proverbs 11 and 17. The merciful man doeth good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh. Okay, you look at these people in the world, you can tell all they do is they bring trouble to themselves. Beefing, always in some type of drama, some type of stressful situation, arguing, okay, poor diet, poor lifestyle, okay, negative, listening to negative music, putting negative vibrations in their spirit, okay, they bringing trouble to their own flesh. But a merciful man will do good to his own soul, okay. Yeah, the scriptures speak about that our righteousness is as filthy rags, and we're mortal men, in this corruptible flesh. But that doesn't mean that you treat yourself horrible because we're incorruptible flesh. We have to make sure that we're taking time to focus on self, man. Okay? Because you got to live your own life. You got one life to live. All right. Nobody else can ever live your life. You got to live your life for yourself, so that you can live for others. Okay. You have your own course, your own path. You know, when you catching hell, you catching that hell by yourself. 9 times out of 10. Okay. So there are times where you have to, I don't want to say be selfish, but another word is, like I said, self-preserving. Okay. Well, I'm gonna read another scripture, Proverbs 19:8. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. Okay. So yes, you have to make sure that you're getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay. If you have children, you probably can't make certain of the games that you want to go to. You probably can't be as devoted as a carnal parent is devoted to their children and to their household. You probably can't go on those dates or that vacation or that trip on camp day. Okay? You're going to have to miss certain things, for the betterment, first and foremost, of Yahweh Bashim Shai, yourself and the flock. Okay? So you got to make sure that this is priority. Okay? You having health problems and you from overindulging in something, you got to make sure that you cutting back. Okay? You might can't go and have a whole bunch of drinks with brothers. You might need to stay at the house and just chill out and detox. Okay? There's a level of self-preserving that you must be aware of in this truth, man. Okay? It says, he that keepeth understanding shall find good. Okay? And ultimately that's what we're on the path to find is righteousness and good and peace. Okay? So you have to be mindful of these self-preserving things. You don't want to run yourself in the ground because you put in the interests of others, the best interests of others before you having the best interest for yourself. And that's not to say that you're not to have the best interest for others either, or be some selfish, proud, self-centered prick. Okay? But you have to understand, man, I need to do this. I need to focus on myself. I need to get my shit together so that I can help others that depend on me, and others that are around me, so they can better themselves. Okay? It's Ecclesiasticus 14:11. All right, this is a classic scripture that we bring out concerning these type of videos, but you can never bring the scriptures out enough because they always hit home, and you never know what brother or sister may need to actually hear this message. So Ecclesiasticus 14:11, my son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself, man. Self-preservation. Okay? Focus on self-preservation. Get your own self together. Get your act together. If you're struggling with certain mental spirits and old ways and demons, you have to focus on that. Okay? If your health is deteriorating, you have to self-preserve to keep yourself out of harm's way. Okay? If you're running into struggles, financial struggles, you got to get that situation together. Okay? You can't do the same thing over and over and over again and expect the different results. Okay? And yes, we listen, it should go without saying at this point. Yes, we're going to catch hell. We're going to be afflicted. We're going to be faced with manifold temptations and all sorts of evils to be tried. But that doesn't mean that you get complacent to the point to where it's not self-preserving. Okay? And I'm pretty sure it's probably happened to a lot of us. I know I speak, for myself first and foremost, where you'll neglect certain things within your own life or your own personal things that you should be on top of, and you'll see how it will affect others. Okay? But in order for you to have a positive effect on others, the ones that you love and that love you and look up to you, then you gotta start taking self-examination, taking accountability, and making the necessary changes for yourself first, so that you can be a positive impact for others that love Yahweh Bashim Yahushua first and foremost. Okay? Well, if we didn't lock in and study and get these breakdowns of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and watch these videos from our apostles and elders, then how will we be able to teach others? Okay? So do good according to thy ability. Do good to yourself, man. Don't always eat that bull crap. Eat something healthy. Take your herbs, your vitamins. Drink water. Exercise. Okay? Verse 12. Oh, I'm sorry. So let me finish it. It says, and give the Lord his due offering. Of course. And the Lord's due offering in the spirit is what? Doing the work. The sacrifices of praise. Of our lips. Prayer. Thanking Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Going out to the highways and byways. Okay? Doing these videos and classes and lessons and fellowshipping and breaking bread with brothers. Exhorting the flock and admonishing the flock. Sometimes correcting and rebuking the flock. And correcting and rebuking yourself. Examining yourself. Being hard on yourself. Verse 12. Remember that death will not be long in coming, and that the covenant of the grave is not showed to thee. Okay? So don't waste your time bull crapping around and not utilizing self-maintenance and self-preservation. There has to be a balance. Input, output. You can't always put out, and you're not putting in. Okay? You're not just like, you know what, man, I gotta get my shit together. I know, but right now I gotta get my shit together. Okay? And because you got to get your shit together should not stop the fact that you're still serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and you've made an oath and you've dedicated your life to the ministry. Yeah, you have to continue in the things that you've learned, but then you have to balance, excessive output by putting into yourself. Okay? I'm gonna skip to verse 14, and I just, copied and pasted in my notes just to make it easier for myself to reference. But Ecclesiastes 14:14, defraud not thyself of the good day, meaning don't cheat yourself out of your salvation. Okay? Don't defraud yourself, okay, of the good day and of good in general. Okay? Because we're in captivity and we're behind enemy lines, it means that you don't deserve good for yourself. No, man. You have to find what's good for thy soul and thy spirit and give unto yourself, man. Self-reward. Hey, there's a thing called a self-rewarding system, where when you show discipline and you achieve certain goals that you've been trying to achieve, then you'll reward your day. I mean, so like you'll reward yourself. For instance, you'll have something that's called a cheat day for people that work out. They discipline 6 days a week. They don't eat, cut certain things out their diet, exercise, workout, so on and so forth. But then there's a particular day during the week where they'll cheat. They'll have, something that they, desire, or some type of food item that they desire that they've cut off. They'll cheat. It's a self-reward system. It puts you in the place to where, you're earning certain things for yourself. Okay? It says, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. Okay? So if you desire good things, don't let it go because you're so worried about others. Okay? Verse 15. Shalt thou not leave thy travails unto another, and thy labors to be divided by lot? Verse 16. Give and take, and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. Okay? So give to yourself, man. Okay? Give to yourself, man. Put yourself in a position where you can prosper and uplift others. And Salakia for the barking in the background. My dog barking at somebody outside. Okay, so I'm gonna read it again. Give and take and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. Okay, and yeah, man, before you know it, you're gonna look up, and like they say, life is but a blur. You're gonna look up, and you're gonna be approaching a threshold in your life where you're aging. You're starting to gray. Your bones is getting brittle. Okay, certain that fire that you had in your youth is dwindling out, and then you got to look and be like, damn, well, what did I ever do for myself? Because you've been put in a position where others depend on you so much, to where you just gotten used to not doing things for yourself, but looking at what to do for others, and that's that. You got to balance that in the truth, man. Okay. And from there, I'm going to jump to 1 Timothy 4:16. Now, this is dealing with selflessness and for Akim that may always put themselves first. Well, I can't do this because of my family. I can't do that because, I got people in town, or, all this, all these different reasons as to why you can't be effective in the ministry. You gotta focus on selflessness, okay, and learn that it's unacceptable, to be excessively selfish to the point to where you're not giving to others but giving to thyself. So it's a balance to it, okay. This is 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them. So first and foremost, you gotta examine yourself, man. Okay? You gotta examine yourself. When certain things are being brought to you about, certain patterns or things that you might have done or said, or how you've conducted yourself in the ministry, or even in your in certain things that brothers may see, you gotta take heed to yourself and be like, damn, yeah, you're right. If the shoe fit, you gotta, and it's truth, if the shoe fit, you gotta wear it. Or else you'll end up like all these other bug outs that was once a part of us that's not a part of us, because they couldn't learn how to take no accountability for their actions. So take heed to yourself and unto the doctrine, meaning take heed to what's written, the scriptures. Okay? The words that Yahweh Bashem Shai inspired these men to write. Okay? The doctrine, the teachings. Continue in them, and it says what? For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Okay? So yeah, there is a level of selflessness because people depend on us. Okay? We depend on Yahweh Bashem Shai. Okay? And by depending on the Lord, people depend on us. Imagine if none of us did lessons. Imagine if we didn't go to camp. Imagine if we didn't have classes and teachings and breakdowns and gatherings and fellowships and do live streams and things of that nature. Then how would the flock eat of the Spirit? So yes, you have to be selfless. Okay? That's the balance of it. If you find yourself, it's always about you got a bedtime, you go to sleep at this time, so I don't do lessons after 8 o'clock. I ain't getting up with brothers after 8 o'clock, and brothers come in town, you don't never pull up, you don't never have nothing to contribute, you don't offer to help. It's the same brothers over and over again that show that selfless attitude towards the flock, and everything is always about us. But then when you look at yourself, you not being a contributing factor to the betterment of the flock, then you got to examine yourself. Okay? Because like I mentioned earlier in the lesson, we're ministers. We're servants unto Yahweh Bashem Shai and unto one another. Okay? So yeah, if a brother's in need of something and I could be of service, I'm going to go and serve him. Okay? A brother may come over to the crib while I'm cooking And if I'm whipping up, I might be in the spirit. I might make that brother play. Hey, here you go, Op. Okay? It doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you a brother. It makes you a friend. So there is majority selflessness, man. Okay? So if you in that selfish spirit where it's like I got this going on, I got that going on, I can't do this, and it's a repetitive pattern, it's like, okay, so where then is your selflessness actions, man? Okay? Because remember, this word gives us the ability to save ourselves and them that hear thee through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, might I add. Okay? 1 Corinthians 9:22. To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. See, Paul mentions it again. Okay? He became all things to all men that he might save some. So that's a selfless action. Okay? He has the interest of others. He like the scriptures say, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake. So everything that Paul was going through and suffering for the sake of this ministry, he was enduring it for the sake of first and foremost himself and the elect. Because by doing wrong, you don't hurt Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You hurt yourself. So you have to consider others. You have to consider others that watch you, that you inspire, that you uplift, that you edify, that look up to you in the spirit. Okay? Now, yeah, you don't deify brothers, pray, excessively praise a brother to the point to where it's damn near worship. Okay? But yes, you do have men in the truth that you look up to and that you admire through the spirit that they have. And you have to consider that. And you have to carry yourself in a selfless mind frame concerning the ministry. Okay? There are going to be times where you're going to definitely have to do things outside the norm. Okay? It might be a late weeknight. You might got to get up in the morning and go to work. But guess what? You did the work for brothers and yourself. Okay? Everything is not always about being in a comfortable position. Okay? So you got it like we, Elder Kazak, years ago, me and the Elder Kazak, we were talking, and he had said, man, we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because we have a lot of hardships that we got to go through in the near future and things that we got to endure. So we have there are times where you have to do uncomfortable things for the sake of the ministry. Okay? But it's necessary. All right, so I just wanted to do that quick lesson, something that I was meditating on as I was driving to camp, this past camp, and just thinking about how, sometimes you gotta just put yourself first in certain situations, when you've neglected. Okay? And you might not even have neglected. Sometimes you gotta do good to yourself, man. All right? The scriptures tell you you're supposed to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So how the hell you gonna love your neighbor if you don't love yourself? Okay? And this world has subconsciously taught the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man and women and children not to love themselves, but to have self-hate, to eat poor, to watch bullshit on TV, okay, to be depressed and sad and, worthless, hate your parents, hate your mom, you hate your dad, you hate your brothers, you hate other niggas you ain't never met. That's what this world pushes on you. So, but the spirit pushes us about self-love, self-worth, okay? Loving your brother, your neighbor as thyself, okay? Having fervent love and charity for one another. So we have to move in that mind frame. And there's times where, you got to get your shit together. You got to get your own personal shit together, okay? before you try to overly help others and tell others how to get their shit together. You got to get your own shit together. All right, so Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. To the next lesson, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors once more to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors and blessings to the elect. Start with 144,000. Shalom.